this moment, I invite you to reflect on how much energy you expend trying to justify your actions, prove your worth, or explain yourself to others. How often do you find yourself caught in the web of complaints, feeling frustrated, unheard, or misunderstood? These habits may seem harmless, but they quietly drain your power and cloud your ability to live with purpose and joy. Today, we will explore the transformative power of choosing silence over complaint and self-trust over explanation. This isn't about suppressing your feelings or avoiding accountability. It's about freeing yourself from unnecessary battles and creating space for peace, growth, and clarity. Complaining is one of the most subtle yet powerful ways we unknowingly deplete our energy. When we complain, we immerse ourselves in a cycle of negativity that perpetuates the very feelings of frustration, dissatisfaction, or hopelessness we are trying to escape. It is an act of resistance. Resistance to life as it is, resistance to the lessons it offers, and resistance to the opportunity to grow beyond the current moment. Every time we focus on what is wrong or unfair, we hand over a piece of our personal power to the very situation or person we feel victimized by. Think about how you feel after a long session of complaining, whether to a friend, a colleague, or even to yourself in your own thoughts. Do you feel uplifted and empowered, or do you feel drained and defeated? Complaining keeps you tethered to the energy of the problem, reinforcing its hold over your mind and emotions. The more we focus on a problem, the bigger it seems. Our minds, like fertile soil, will grow whatever seeds we plant. When we sow seeds of complaint, we cultivate a garden of discontent. This not only affects our emotional state, but also begins to impact our physical well-being, as the stress of constant negativity takes a toll on our bodies. Complaining often feels like a release, a way to express how we feel and to share our burdens. However, it can become a trap, a habitual response to discomfort or challenges that keeps us from truly addressing the root of the issue. The more we complain, the less we take responsibility for creating solutions. We may believe that airing our grievances is an act of reclaiming power, but in reality, it is an act of giving it away. And we place ourselves in the role of the victim, waiting for external circumstances to change so that we can feel better. This disempowers us and perpetuates a cycle of dependency on factors outside of our control. When we complain, we also send a message to the universe that we are focused on lack rather than abundance. The energy we emit through our thoughts, words, and emotions acts like a magnet, attracting experiences that match its frequency. By constantly dwelling on what isn't working, we inadvertently call in more of the same. Instead of moving forward and creating a better reality, we remain stuck in the same patterns, repeating the same struggles. The universe responds to the energy of our focus. And when our focus is on problems, we will continue to encounter problems. Another consequence of complaining is that it can strain our relationships. While it's natural to share our challenges with those we trust, habitual complaining can create an emotional drain on those around us. People are drawn to positivity, resilience, and a sense of purpose. When we constantly complain, we risk alienating others or creating a dynamic in which negativity becomes a dominant tone of our interactions. This not only affects our relationships, but also reinforces the energy of complaint within ourselves, as we surround ourselves with an echo chamber of dissatisfaction. Breaking free from the habit of complaining requires a shift in awareness and intention. It begins with recognizing the moments when we are tempted to complain and asking ourselves what purpose it serves. What am I hoping to achieve by focusing on this problem? Is there a constructive action I can take instead? These questions help us pause and redirect our energy towards solutions rather than dwelling on what's wrong. By choosing to focus on what we can do rather than what we wish were different, we empower ourselves to move forward. One powerful way to counteract the energy drain of complaining is to practice gratitude. Gratitude shifts our focus from what is lacking to what is abundant. It reminds us that even in the midst of challenges, there is much to appreciate and celebrate. When we consciously choose to look for the good in our lives, we elevate our energy and open ourselves to receive more positivity. And gratitude doesn't deny the existence of difficulties. It simply reframes our perspective so that we are not defined by them. Another tool for breaking free from complaining is self-compassion. Often we complain because we feel overwhelmed or incapable of handling a situation. By practicing self-compassion, we can acknowledge our feelings without becoming consumed by them. We can remind ourselves that challenges are a natural part of life and that we have the inner strength to navigate them. This allows us to respond to difficulties with grace and resilience rather than resistance and frustration. It's also important to surround ourselves with environments and people that uplift us. Just as complaining is contagious, so is positivity. By aligning ourselves with those who inspire and support us, we create an atmosphere that encourages growth and optimism. This doesn't mean we should avoid discussing our challenges. Rather, it means approaching them with a mindset of empowerment and a focus on solutions. Finally, we must recognize that every moment is an opportunity to choose how we respond to life. Complaining may feel automatic, but it is ultimately a choice. When we choose not to complain, we reclaim our energy and redirect it toward creating the life we desire. We align ourselves with the flow of life, trusting that even the challenges we face have a purpose. In this way, we transform our struggles into stepping stones and our complaints into catalysts for growth. Explaining yourself, while often seen as a necessary part of communication, can sometimes create an illusion of control. When you find yourself justifying your actions, choices, or beliefs to others, there is often an underlying desire to shape how you are perceived. You might believe that by explaining, you can influence someone else's understanding, emotions, or opinions. However, this belief is based on a misunderstanding of where true control lies. Explaining, especially when done repeatedly or unnecessarily, does not grant you more control over a situation or relationship. Instead, it can reveal insecurities, give away your power, and leave you feeling more vulnerable than empowered. When you feel the need to explain yourself, it often stems from a desire for validation or acceptance. You might think, if I can just make them understand, they will agree with me, respect me, or approve of me. But the truth is, no matter how carefully or eloquently you explain, you cannot control how another person perceives you. Their understanding is shaped by their own beliefs, experiences, and biases. Your explanations may be filtered through these lenses, making it impossible to guarantee the response or outcome you're hoping for. The more you try to explain, the more you may find yourself caught in a cycle of frustration as the desired validation remains out of reach. In many cases, explaining can inadvertently weaken your position. When you over-explain, it can come across as a lack of confidence in yourself or your decisions. People who are secure in their actions or beliefs rarely feel the need to elaborate extensively. They understand that their truth does not need constant justification. On the other hand, excessive explaining can signal doubt or a fear of judgment. It can make you appear as though you are seeking permission rather than standing firmly in your own authenticity. This perceived insecurity can lead others to question your decisions or motives, even if they initially had no reason to do so. Another aspect of explaining is that it can give others unnecessary power over you. When you explain yourself, you are essentially asking for someone else's understanding or approval. This places them in a position of authority over your actions or choices, even if that was not your intention. For instance, if you explain why you made a certain decision, you open the door for others to critique, question, or challenge it. By contrast, when you choose not to explain, you maintain your autonomy and assert your right to act according to your values and judgment without needing external endorsement. Explaining can also become a way of avoiding deeper truths. Sometimes we explain ourselves because we are uncomfortable with silence or because we fear rejection. In these moments, explanations become a defense mechanism, a way to shield ourselves from vulnerability. However, this habit can prevent us from truly examining our own feelings or motivations. Instead of asking, "Why do I feel the need to explain myself?" we focus outward, trying to manage how others perceive us. This external focus can distract us from the internal work of building self-trust and self-acceptance. The illusion of control created by explaining is further amplified by the idea that we can manage conflicts or misunderstandings through our words alone. While clear communication is essential in healthy relationships, there is a fine line between expressing yourself and over-explaining. The latter often arises from a fear of being misunderstood or misjudged. Yet no amount of explaining can guarantee that others will see things from your perspective. People will interpret your words based on their own mindset, and this is something you cannot control. Recognizing this limitation can be liberating, as it frees you from the exhausting effort of trying to control others' perceptions. Choosing not to explain yourself in every situation is not about being dismissive or unapproachable. Rather, it is about discerning when an explanation is truly necessary and when it is not. There are times when offering a brief explanation can foster understanding or resolve a misunderstanding. However, there are also times when your actions or decisions can stand on their own without the need for justification. Learning to differentiate between these situations requires self-awareness and a willingness to trust yourself. When you let go of the need to explain, you reclaim your power. You shift your focus from seeking external approval to honoring your own inner wisdom. You begin to trust that your intentions and actions are valid, even if others do not fully understand them. This shift allows you to operate from a place of self-confidence and authenticity rather than fear or doubt. Letting go of explaining also invites greater clarity into your life. When you no longer feel compelled to justify yourself, you free up mental and emotional energy that can be redirected toward your goals and passions. You become less preoccupied with what others think and more focused on living in alignment with your values. This clarity allows you to make decisions with greater ease and to navigate challenges with resilience. Ultimately, the need to explain yourself is rooted in a desire for control over how you are perceived, how others respond to you, and how situations unfold. But true control comes not from managing external circumstances, but from mastering your inner world. When you release the habit of explaining, you step into a place of self-trust and inner peace. You begin to live not for the approval of others, but for the fulfillment of your own truth. Silence is one of the most underrated forms of strength. In a world that often equates noise with power and action with influence, silence is frequently misunderstood as passivity or weakness. Yet silence holds immense power. It is a deliberate act of self-control, a space where clarity emerges, and a profound way to communicate without uttering a single word. Choosing silence requires discipline, awareness, and confidence, making it a mark of true inner strength. In moments of conflict, silence can be more impactful than any argument. When tempers flare and emotions run high, the instinct to respond quickly and defend oneself can feel overwhelming. However, reacting impulsively often escalates tension, leading to more misunderstandings and regrets. Silence, on the other hand, creates a pause, a sacred space that allows emotions to settle. It signals that you are not controlled by the chaos around you and that you're choosing calm over confrontation. In this space, wisdom can emerge. Silence gives you time to assess the situation, to reflect on your feelings, and to choose a response that aligns with your values, rather than one driven by the heat of the moment. Silence is also a demonstration of confidence and self-assurance. When you are secure in your truth, you do not feel the need to constantly explain, defend, or justify yourself. You understand that your actions and intentions speak louder than words. This kind of silence is not about avoidance, but about trusting that your authenticity does not require constant validation from others. It is a quiet strength that says, I know who I am, and I am at peace with it. This self-possession often commands more respect than any lengthy explanation or argument ever could. In relationships, silence can be a form of healing and growth. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is to step back and allow space for reflection. When words are exchanged in the midst of heightened emotions, they can wound more deeply than intended. Silence, however, offers an opportunity for understanding and perspective. It allows both parties to process their emotions without the pressure of immediate resolution. In this way, silence becomes a bridge, creating room for reconciliation and deeper connection. Beyond interpersonal dynamics, silence also serves as a gateway to personal insight. In the stillness of silence, you can hear the voice of your intuition more clearly. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, it is easy to lose touch with your inner wisdom, drowned out by the constant noise of external demands and distractions. Silence invites you to reconnect with yourself, to listen to your thoughts and feelings without judgment. It is in these quiet moments that clarity arises, solutions reveal themselves, and a sense of purpose emerges. Practicing silence is also an act of self-discipline. It requires the ability to resist the urge to fill every gap with words, to prove a point, or to assert dominance. This restraint is not about suppressing your voice, but about using it wisely. When you choose silence, you are choosing intentionality. You are choosing to conserve your energy for what truly matters, rather than wasting it on futile arguments or superficial conversations. This discipline strengthens your mind, teaching you to focus on what is essential and to let go of what is not. In a broader sense, silence can be a powerful form of resistance. In a world that often thrives on noise, distraction, and chaos, choosing silence can be a revolutionary act. It is a way of reclaiming your power, of refusing to be swept away by the demands of the external world. Silence allows you to create a sanctuary within yourself, a place of peace and resilience that cannot be shaken by external circumstances. It is a reminder that true strength lies not in how much you say or do, but in how grounded and centered you remain. Silence is also a profound way of communicating. It can express respect, empathy, or even disapproval without the need for words. When used thoughtfully, silence can convey a depth of emotion that words often fail to capture. For example, in moments of grief, sitting silently with someone can be more comforting than any attempt to offer words of solace. Similarly, silence can be a powerful tool in asserting boundaries. It signals that you are unwilling to engage in negativity or disrespect, making it clear that your peace is non-negotiable. Embracing silence does not mean avoiding difficult conversations or ignoring important issues. Rather, it is about knowing when to speak and when to remain quiet. It is about recognizing that not every situation requires your input, and that sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is to simply be present. Silence teaches you to listen, not just to others, but also to yourself and to your world around you. It reminds you that strength is not always loud or aggressive. Sometimes it is calm, composed, and rooted in stillness. Ultimately, silence is a reflection of inner strength because it comes from a place of self-mastery. It is the ability to choose peace over chaos, clarity over confusion, and intention over impulse. In silence, you find the courage to let go of what does not serve you and the wisdom to focus on what truly matters. It is a practice of trusting yourself and the flow of life, knowing that your power lies not in the noise you create, but in the stillness you embody. Awareness is the key to freedom, a state of being that transcends the limitations of external circumstances. True freedom is not just about the absence of constraints or the ability to do as you please. It is about understanding yourself, your choices, and your life at a deeper level. Awareness unlocks this freedom by bringing clarity to your thoughts, emotions, and actions, allowing you to break free from unconscious patterns and live with intention. Awareness begins with self-reflection. Many people move through life on autopilot, reacting to situations based on ingrained habits or societal conditioning without questioning the reasons behind their actions. This lack of awareness often leads to feelings of frustration, dissatisfaction, or stagnation as people find themselves repeating the same mistakes or feeling trapped in cycles they do not fully understand. When you cultivate awareness, you bring these patterns into the light. You begin to observe your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors with curiosity and openness, asking yourself why you think, feel, or act the way you do. This process of self-inquiry creates the space for transformation, as it allows you to identify and release what no longer serves you. Awareness also empowers you to take responsibility for your life. When you are aware, you recognize that you are not a victim of your circumstances, but an active participant in creating your reality. This shift in perspective is liberating because it places the power back in your hands. You realize that while you may not control everything that happens to you, you do have control over how you respond. Awareness gives you the freedom to choose your reactions, to rewrite your narrative, and to align your actions with your values and goals. It transforms you from a passive observer into the author of your own story. One of the most significant ways awareness creates freedom is by helping you break free from limiting beliefs. These beliefs, often formed in childhood or through past experiences, act as invisible barriers that shape your perception of what is possible. They can make you doubt your abilities, settle for less, or fear change. Without awareness, these beliefs operate in the background, influencing your decisions without you even realizing it. When you become aware of these beliefs, you can challenge them. You can question their validity, explore their origins, and replace them with empowering truths. This process liberates you from self-imposed limitations, opening the door to new opportunities and possibilities. Awareness also frees you from the grip of negative emotions. Emotions like fear, anger, or resentment can feel overwhelming and all-consuming, leading you to act in ways that do not align with your highest self. However, when you bring awareness to these emotions, you create a sense of detachment. Instead of being swept away by them, you learn to observe them with compassion and understanding. You begin to see them not as defining aspects of who you are, but as temporary states that come and go. This shift allows you to respond to your emotions in a way that is thoughtful and constructive rather than reactive. Over time, this practice leads to greater emotional resilience and inner peace. Another powerful aspect of awareness is its ability to deepen your relationships. When you are aware, you become more attuned to the needs, feelings, and perspectives of others. You listen more fully, without judgment or distraction, creating a space for genuine connection and understanding. At the same time, awareness helps you set healthy boundaries. You become more conscious of what you need and what you are willing to give, allowing you to navigate relationships with clarity and mutual respect. This balance of empathy and self-respect fosters relationships that are rooted in authenticity and freedom rather than dependency or obligation. Awareness also connects you to the present moment, the only place where true freedom exists. Many people are trapped in the past, replaying regrets or clinging to memories, or they are consumed by the future, worrying about what might happen or striving for some ideal state of being. This preoccupation with the past and future creates a sense of disconnection and anxiety. Awareness brings you back to the here and now, where life is actually happening. It allows you to experience the richness of the present moment, to find joy in the simple pleasures, and to approach challenges with a calm and centered mind. In this state of presence, you are free from the burdens of time, fully alive and engaged with life as it is. Finally, awareness fosters freedom by aligning you with your true self. When you are aware, you peel away the layers of conditioning, expectation, and fear that obscure your authentic essence. You begin to see yourself not as who you think you should be, but as who you truly are. This alignment with your true self is the ultimate form of freedom, because it allows you to live a life that is uniquely yours. You are no longer bound by the need for approval or the fear of judgment. Instead, you move through the world with confidence, clarity, and purpose, knowing that you are living in integrity with your deepest values and desires. In cultivating awareness, you unlock the freedom to live a life that is authentic, meaningful, and fulfilling. This freedom is not something external that can be given or taken away. It is an internal state of being that arises from knowing yourself and embracing the present moment. Awareness is the foundation of this freedom, a gift that allows you to step into your power and create a life that reflects your highest potential. Protecting your inner peace is one of the most valuable commitments you can make to yourself. In a world filled with noise, chaos, and endless demands, your inner peace becomes a sanctuary, a place where your mind, body, and soul find balance and calm. It is not about avoiding life's challenges, but about cultivating a state of being that allows you to navigate them with grace, clarity, and strength. Inner peace begins with the boundaries you set. Many people feel overwhelmed because they allow too much access to their energy. They say yes when they want to say no, overextend themselves, or let toxic influences seep into their lives. Protecting your peace requires you to create firm boundaries that safeguard your mental and emotional well-being. This means being intentional about the people you allow into your inner circle, the conversations you engage in, and the commitments you take on. It's not selfish to protect your energy. It's necessary. When you prioritize your peace, you create the space to show up in the world as your best self. A significant part of protecting your inner peace is letting go of the need for constant validation. Seeking approval from others can leave you feeling unfulfilled and disconnected from your true self. When you rely on external validation, you give away your power, allowing others to dictate your sense of worth. Protecting your peace means turning inward for reassurance and embracing the truth that your value is inherent. You don't need anyone's permission to feel good about yourself. By cultivating self-acceptance, you free yourself from the emotional roller coaster of seeking validation and instead anchor yourself in a steady sense of inner contentment. Your environment plays a crucial role in maintaining your peace. The spaces you inhabit, both physically and emotionally, can either nourish or drain you. A cluttered home, a chaotic workplace, or a negative social environment can disrupt your sense of calm. Protecting your peace means taking ownership of your surroundings and curating them in a way that supports your well-being. This might involve decluttering your space, surrounding yourself with uplifting influences, or simply creating moments of stillness in your day. When your environment is aligned with your inner needs, it becomes a source of tranquility rather than tension. Another key element of inner peace is mastering the art of detachment. Many of life's stresses arise from our tendency to cling to outcomes, relationships, or expectations. This attachment creates resistance when life doesn't go as planned, leading to frustration and anxiety. Protecting your peace means learning to let go. This doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you release the need to control everything. Trusting in the flow of life allows you to remain grounded, even in uncertainty. Detachment is freedom. It's the realization that your peace does not depend on external circumstances, but is something you cultivate from within. Silence and solitude are powerful tools of protecting your inner peace. In the constant rush of modern life, it's easy to lose touch with yourself. The world bombards you with opinions, expectations, and distractions, pulling you away from your inner center. By intentionally carving out time for silence and solitude, you reconnect with your essence. These moments allow you to reflect, recharge, and listen to the wisdom within you. Whether it's through meditation, journaling, or simply sitting quietly with your thoughts, this practice strengthens your ability to maintain peace amidst life's noise. Your mindset also plays a pivotal role in protecting your peace. Negativity, whether from within or from others, can quickly erode your sense of calm. This is why cultivating a positive and resilient mindset is essential. Focus on gratitude, on what is working in your life rather than what isn't. Shift your perspective to see challenges as opportunities for growth rather than obstacles. What experience do you have? When you approach life with a mindset rooted in positivity and possibility, you become less affected by external negativity and more anchored in your peace. Forgiveness is another powerful way to protect your peace. Holding onto anger, resentment, or grudges weighs heavily on your heart and mind. It keeps you tethered to the past, preventing you from fully experiencing the present. Forgiveness is not about condoning harmful behavior or forgetting what happened. It's about freeing yourself from the burden of carrying that pain. By letting go of resentment, you reclaim your peace and create space for healing and joy to enter your life. Lastly, protecting your inner peace requires self-awareness. It's about knowing what disrupts your peace and taking proactive steps to address it. Maybe it's a habit of overthinking, a tendency to compare yourself to others, or an inability to say no. Whatever it may be, awareness is the first step to change. When you understand the triggers that disturb your peace, you can develop strategies to manage or eliminate them. This might mean seeking support, practicing mindfulness, or simply reminding yourself to breathe deeply and stay present. In protecting your inner peace, you create a foundation for a fulfilling and balanced life. It's not about avoiding difficulties, but about cultivating a state of resilience and calm that allows you to face them with strength and grace. Your inner peace is your most valuable asset. It is the source of your clarity, your joy, and your ability to thrive. By prioritizing it, you not only enrich your own life, but also inspire those around you to do the same. Peace begins within, and when you nurture it, it radiates outward, creating a ripple effect of harmony and well-being. Shifting your focus toward creation is one of the most transformative changes you can make in your life. Creation is the process of bringing something new into existence, whether it's a piece of art, a solution to a problem, a healthier mindset, or a better version of yourself. When you center your energy on creation rather than on distractions, complaints, or negativity, you step into your power as a co-creator of your reality. The first step in shifting toward creation is understanding the immense potential within you. Every individual possesses the ability to create. This isn't limited to artistic talents or innovative ideas. It includes creating peace in your relationships, creating solutions at work, or creating joy in your daily life. Too often, people underestimate their creative abilities because they've been taught to view creation as something reserved for the exceptionally talented. But creation is inherent in all of us. It begins with intention. The moment you decide to channel your energy into building something meaningful, you open the door to endless possibilities. One of the greatest barriers to creation is a focus on destruction. Destruction doesn't necessarily mean physical ruin. It often manifests in the form of criticism, self-doubt, and blame. When you focus on tearing things down, whether it's your own ideas, the success of others, or even the circumstances around you, you drain your energy. Shifting toward creation requires you to step away from these destructive tendencies. Instead of dwelling on what's wrong, ask yourself, what can I create from this situation? How can I contribute something positive? This shift in mindset empowers you to turn obstacles into opportunities for growth. Creation thrives in the present moment. Too often, people are trapped in the past, replaying old mistakes or holding on to regrets. Or they're consumed by the future, worrying about what might happen. This fixation on time outside the present robs you of the energy and focus needed to create. The present is where your power lies. When you ground yourself in the here and now, you become fully engaged with life, and creation becomes a natural expression of your being. Whether you're crafting a new idea, nurturing a relationship, or building a skill, anchoring yourself in the present allows you to give your best to the process. Shifting your focus toward creation also requires you to let go of perfectionism. Many people hesitate to create because they fear their efforts won't be good enough. This fear paralyzes them, keeping them stuck in a cycle of inaction. True creation isn't about achieving perfection. It's about expressing your unique perspective and bringing your vision to life. Even the most accomplished creators began somewhere, often with imperfect attempts. By embracing the process rather than fixating on the outcome, you free yourself to experiment, learn, and grow. Remember, every masterpiece started as a rough idea. The act of creating is what refines and elevates it. Another essential aspect of creation is nurturing a mindset of abundance. Many people limit their creative potential by believing there isn't enough time, resources, or opportunities. This scarcity mindset creates fear and competition, making it difficult to focus on building something meaningful. When you adopt an abundance mindset, you shift your perspective. You begin to see possibilities where others see limitations. You realize that creativity is not a finite resource. The more you create, the more ideas and opportunities flow into your life. This mindset not only fuels your own creativity, but also inspires and uplifts those around you. Creation is deeply connected to your sense of purpose. When you focus on creation, you tap into what truly matters to you. It might be as simple as creating a peaceful home environment, or as ambitious as launching a business or writing a book. Whatever it is, the act of creating aligns you with your values and passions, giving your life greater meaning and fulfillment. When you live with purpose, every action becomes an opportunity to contribute to something larger than yourself. This sense of purpose fuels your motivation and resilience, allowing you to persevere even when challenges arise. Creativity also requires you to embrace curiosity and playfulness. Children are natural creators because they approach the world with a sense of wonder and imagination. As adults, many lose this sense of playfulness, weighed down by responsibilities and expectations. Reclaiming your creativity means rekindling that childlike curiosity. Allow yourself to explore, experiment, and make mistakes without judgment. Try new things, ask questions, and follow your instincts. This openness to discovery fosters innovation and keeps the creative process enjoyable and rewarding. Finally, shifting your focus toward creation has a ripple effect on every area of your life. When you prioritize creation, you cultivate a mindset of growth and possibility. You become more solution-oriented, resilient, and inspired. This energy spills over into your relationships, your work, and your personal well-being. You inspire others to embrace their creativity, creating a positive cycle of growth and collaboration. By focusing on creation, you not only elevate your own life, but also contribute to the collective good. In every moment, you have a choice: to dwell on what's missing or to create something meaningful. The power to create is within you, waiting to be awakened. When you shift your focus toward creation, you step into a life of purpose, possibility, and fulfillment. Creation is not just something you do, it's who you are.